New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time show, here giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And the Knicks beat the Timberwolves. Aren't the Timberwolves the number one team in the West? Aren't they that? Aren't the Timberwolves? Don't they have the second most wins in the NBA? Isn't that happening? Well, we beat those guys. You know that? Did you know that we beat those guys? We beat them 112 to 106. Randall balls out. Ooh, Randall versus Cat. Oh, let's get Cat. Nah, Randall gives you 39 points and 9 rebounds on the night. Brunson gives you 16 points in the career high, 14 assists on the night. Dante Inferno gives you 15 points and 2 assists. Quentin Grimes gives you 10 points and 3 rebounds. And the real OG gives you 17.6 rebounds on the whole 50% field goal shooting. The Knicks did their thing, man. The starting lineup was great. Grimes great. The second quarter was great, and we're gonna talk about it all: the good, a little bit of the bad, a little bit of ugly, but a lot of good because we beat one of the best teams in the league. And what does that say about us? What does this say about the addition of having a versatile defensive wing who could hit threes and make things easier for everybody on the floor? What does that say? It says a lot to me. It says that the top teams in this league might have to start looking at it differently. And there might be like a tweak to get things really going in my eyes. That's the way I see it. It's only one game. But when we lost to the Timberwolves earlier in the fashion that we lost to the Timberwolves earlier, then we make this move and all of a sudden we're going toe to toe with them and we're ahead and we beat them in the second quarter 38-17, highest point differential by these Knicks this season. You gotta look at it and go, things that make you go, what can happen with this team now? But let's get it, man. Let's get it. I'm ready to talk today. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to Lee Escobedo, Latin Assassin, ESPN contributor. Shout out to D1 Baller, College Baller, my girl Ebony, and the guy with the stats and the facts, Ryan G in the building. All right, Lee, man. Let's go, Lee. What you think about the game, man? What you think about OG, man? What's up? What's on your mind, bro?
This was the funnest net game to watch in a very long time. I loved all the transition points that we had. I loved how we got out in the break. I love the way Julius Randle played. I had 2 tweets directed straight into the third eye of the Randle haters online and live and in person. There are many of them out there. And I'm not talking about people who criticize him, critique this game, point out the negative when it needs to be pointed out. There are people who hate him regardless, who want him off the team, who think he's a bad person, he's a bad teammate, he's a bad player. Those people, it's a bit F you to them. Happy New Year, everybody. Julius Randle is still that guy. He's still him. He's still all-NBA, all-star. He's our best player, 20-10-5. And I think this year in the playoffs, if he can show up, I said in the beginning of the season, Eastern Conference Finals to me are very, very gettable, and we could actually go on a run and maybe even make a Miami's Heat style finals appearance. Don't think we can beat any of the top echelon teams in the West, but I think the East is ours to eat, and eat we shall once postseason comes around. This was an awesome game. Really loved the spacing. I know we're talking about a lot of this, but I love the spacing that allowed Randle to really feast in the mid-range and around the rim. He was unbelievable. He had really nice, clean lanes to the basket, and people had to respect the shooters on the perimeter. So he saw some single coverage there with Karl-Anthony Towns, and when he did, he feasted. I don't want any pussy cats on my team. I got 2 pussy cats right here. They're really sweet babies. I love them. I don't need a cat. We got enough.
Yo, we got enough. We got enough, man. I have a theory. I'm not gonna talk about the theory yet. I'm gonna just get everybody's thoughts on the game and stuff. Ebony, what you think about the game? Did you have your binoculars out for OG? You grabbing?
I'm having technical difficulty. You know it. You know it. You know it. You know I was watching, but I like what I saw. I did. I like what I saw, especially that possession with Ant, and he gave him like 2 or 3 moves, and he didn't move anywhere. He was just looking at him like, "You're done. You're finished." So I like that. I like it. I also like that clutch 3 he hit. We were down by like I think 6, and he hit a 3 in the corner to make it go down make it go up to 9. So yeah, I like what I see, and if we're gonna move the ball that way, I've been preaching that all season. So if we're gonna move the ball, if they had to get rid of I draft homegrown people for it to happen, whatever, I'm not gonna beef about it as long as it's happening. This is what I've been talking about with Jalen Brunson. You don't always need to have 30 points. You just get people involved, and look, it was fun to watch. It didn't look hard for us until we stopped moving the ball a little bit at that like a fourth quarter, third quarter, in the third quarter kind of. And also just Julius. This is the Julius that I've been asking for, not just taking over and forcing, but just in the flow of the game and when we need you to close out. And it wasn't boneheaded shots. They were very good shots within the offense. And he just showed, and it was in the clutch. You know, we don't see that much, or we've asked for that more, for him to show up when we need him the most, you know. So it was a good sign, and I hope he can carry it over for the rest of the season and into the playoffs. But yeah, I like what I saw with the team in general. Just what I want: maximum effort and playing like a team. It's just fun to watch.
I want to get into my theory, but I'm gonna let Ryan G go. I want to let Ryan G go. I want to get the assist word is coming up. Yes, the ball movement word is coming up. Go ahead, Ryan G.
Yeah, I like what I saw today with OG's first game with the Knicks. Here's the thing. It was surprising to see how the Knicks offense basically changed overnight, because the thing with OG adds is not only is he a better three-point shooter, they have to respect his shot, which gives Brunson and Randall more space to operate. OG is also excellent off the ball as well. He's excellent at making cuts to the basket. Like, he had at least probably 3 or 4 easy baskets just off of cuts alone. And both him and Dante DiVincenzo making those cuts to the basket, and then, you know, guys like Brunson finding them, that makes the offense way more efficient, and it makes the offense a bit more I guess dynamic in a way where it's like, you know, it's not just isolation ball anymore. Now you have guys running, now you have guys cutting off the ball, getting easy shots, and then you have Brunson and guys like that finding them for those easy baskets and easy opportunities. So just seeing that was a breath of fresh air, because I'm like, yo, I wasn't expecting a complete transformation of the offense overnight like that. That was amazing. And on top of that, with OG coming in, Timberwolves is a team that has been beating up on the Knicks, you know, for the past couple of seasons, because the Knicks don't match up well against the Timberwolves with their 2 twin towers, and just basically the team has been too big for the Knicks. But now OG coming in, where OG can pretty much guard any pretty much 1 to 5. It doesn't even matter. This dude was on Anthony Edwards, slowing him down. This dude was on Cat, slowing him down. And the Knicks haven't had a defender like that since God knows when. I don't know when was the last time the Knicks actually had a defender that can guard 1 to 5 like that and slow down whoever he's going up against. And I'm telling you, man, like, if this continues, the Knicks are literally 1 move away with the way the team is looking at the moment. 1 move away. And if they hit on that move,
we outside forever.
Yeah, we outside.
We outside, damn it.
We outside
forever.
I'm crying. I was crying tears of joy watching him play Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards didn't even see the ball for the whole first quarter. Like he ain't scored until OG went to the bench, dog. He did not. But dog, all right. I'm gonna get into some theories now. There's been a couple of theories, right? First, I'm gonna get to some concerns. Because a concern that I heard a couple of times from a few people was, RJ scores 20 points a game. OG only scores 15 points a game. How are we going to make up those type of points? And in my mind, I'm like, people are taking points per game like apples to apples, like too literally. Like they look at it like a literal trade machine. It's like, okay, if we add 15 points here, then that equals. Like, you have to look at how everything fits within a team concept. So it's not the 15 points per game that he just brings. Like, he brings the spacing. So with the spacing, what you get is more efficiency for the other two guys to score with less help. And also what you get is when people are doubling, they get the ball. And also what you get is a guy who's not high usage, he spreads the ball around. So everybody kind of eats with that 15 points a game. And easily eats 15 points a game. So even though it's only 15 points a game for OG, like the points per game should raise for Randall and for Brunson, and their percentages should raise because OG is actually in the game providing spacing. And on the flip side of that, defensively, we should be able to hold people to lower points per game because of the defense he provides. So it's not just 15 points per game. And when I was reading up on OG and looking about what the Raptors beat writers and stuff were saying they were more hurt when OG was out the game than when Scotty Barnes was out the game. They themselves were saying OG's impact was felt more. So when I was seeing these things, I'm like, I was feeling more confident. Like, yo, this is going to be the move. This is going to be the move. So that's what I see that's happening right now. That's why you're looking at the second quarter and we have like the highest point differential we had this season at this point once he gets in the game. And he hasn't even practiced with the team yet. This is on the plane reading the playbook, walk through, step into the game, and then we busting your ass. Like, that's what that is. Wait until he starts to learn teammates. This is basketball instinct. 2, I'm going to get into my assist theory, man. Jalen Brunson, right? I feel like a lot of people have been saying Jalen Brunson doesn't pass the ball. And that's partially right. But I also feel like they kind of confuse that with selfishness sometimes, where I feel like a lot of times there's two things that happen when he doesn't pass. One, when they have switching defenses, which is why in the fourth quarter you saw our assist numbers drop because they started to switch. And when you switch, people aren't open like when you do pick and roll. Like when you do pick and roll, you do a pocket pass. There's a 2 or 3 second moment when somebody's open and then you deliver the ball. But when people are switching, those passes aren't there. The assist numbers go down. And now it's like, all right, our one-on-one guys might have to go to work more because, that pass that used to be there isn't there anymore. That's why in the fourth quarter, you see Dante DiVincenzo shooting threes, but he wasn't really open. He was just shooting threes with people draped all over. But 2, the other thing is, leading back to last year, when people were open and he passing the ball, they would clank threes. They would clank. So then you're looking and he's like, he's not passing the ball. It's like, well, they're not making shots. So like, assists don't really necessarily mean I'm not passing the ball. Sometimes assists means they're not making shots. Now, does he have to play? Does he have to learn to throw the lob better? Yes, he's not a good lob passer. Brunson is not a good lob passer. But from what I've seen from Hartenstein, it's like, okay, he's comfortable throwing a pocket pass. He's comfortable throwing it to shooters. He's not good throwing the lob pass. But he's not just like I'm a selfish dude who doesn't like to pass the ball. And that's the narrative that I saw was floating around. And I felt like it was too narrow, lacked nuance, and I felt like there was more going on. And now that we have OG here, and we have Dante here, and we have cutting and shot making, and people who are more competent with the basketball, I feel like my theory is proven right. Where the shot maker is gonna, with the shot makers here, you're gonna see his assist numbers go up, and now he has a career high in assists for his first time when we actually have NBA players on the floor. That so this is game one. It's a case study. I'm going to see more games to see if this continues, but I think a lot of people are going to benefit from this move. Randall, Brunson, Dante, a lot of people. To me, the next move really is the bench. I don't know if anybody wants to respond to that or anything to add or what.
Yeah, with Brunson again, I a lot of that I agree with you, but it was not only the type the shots or not hitting the shots, it was the type of shots and passes he gives you. Again, a lot of times it was just a bailout pass. So to look down, like to not look down, to say, the person wasn't hitting shots, but what kind of what kind of shots were they getting? My thing has always been with Brunson is no setting up easy shots for other people, no setting up anybody. And today we saw that. This is what I've been asking. You saw him setting up easy shots, just layups, just the simple. You see the cutter, pass the ball. That's simple stuff like that. We really didn't do that. We missed cutters so much, but today is a new team. So again, I'm not going to harp on why we doing it. We saw it today, and I just hope that it's every it's consistent. Basically, this is not a adrenaline type of win.
Yeah, listen. I don't totally agree. He does. I feel like most of the time he makes a good play depending on the flow of the game, who's making shots, who's not. Like when Dante was in the game and he's hitting shots, you saw Dante. Like the Dante versus Grimes thing to me was like another like visual of, hey, I'm trusting this guy. I'm giving you more passes.
I think they just missed Grimes a lot because they did that today. So
yeah,
again, we're working on the passing. We're not the best at it. It'll get there. We missed a lot of people in the corners. Shoot, we missed Julius Randle open in the corner. I don't know how you do that, but it happened. And that we just that'll happen. I mean, hopefully it'll get better. Again, I said Brunson, this is his second year running the team, picking and winning his shots and others and getting others involved. He's still learning. He's still young. Today, like I agree with. I saw a gamer channel has said he was making him mad a little bit. He was me too in a little part of the game when he was trying to impose his will. And you don't have it today. Like just continue to get others involved. Today is just not your offensive day. Don't force it.
I mean, that's the benefit of having Randall. That's definitely the benefit of having Randall because, like I said, the fourth quarter switch is when they started to switch defense. They added what's the dude they added off the bench started going off with 9.7.
McLaughlin.
Huh?
You talk about McLaughlin?
McLaughlin, yeah. When you have the switching defenses, it has to be a lot more creative because those passing windows are a lot smaller. And that's when the ISO ball starts to come because he's like, oh, there's no passing windows. I just got to create. And that's when things like that start to happen. So, like, I'm not sure what the answer is to get more open shots with switching defense, but that's what I've noticed for a lot of the time with the Knicks. It's happened. Like the Toronto Raptors last year when they switched on us, we was having a hard time doing the same thing. But yeah, but salute to the chat. We got a bunch of people in the chat. I don't know if anybody else has anything else to add to that.
Between the four of us, I am usually the most off the ledge with my optimism and big swings. Ryan is probably the most conservative, but to hear my main man say we're one move away, let's go! Let's go! Listen, I want to ask Ryan, one move. I want to know what kind of move, what kind of player do you think is that guy for all of us to be outside forever?
Okay, so I'm looking at the Knicks roster. I'm doing it by position. I think at center you're set with Mitch. Power forward you're set with Julius Randle. Small forward you're set with OG. Point guard set with Brunson. So right there, I'm looking at it as like that two guard is really the area of concern at the moment for the Knicks. And I feel like if the Knicks can make a move and somehow move Dante back to the bench to strengthen it a bit, because you don't have IQ anymore, so you need to strengthen that bench. If you're able to move Dante back to the bench and replace him with a player who can fit in that role and is a more prolific scorer, a guy that can facilitate and things of that nature, that I feel like the Knicks would really be in contention. And when I look at who's available at the moment, there's really only one player that sticks out that I feel like if the Knicks can get him, and then on top of that, you have to look at the ages as well. Because you look at the ages, Mitch is like what, 25 years old. Julius Randle's 29. Brunson, I think 25. OG 26. And the only guy I see right now that may be available and the Knicks can probably get him on the cheap is DeJounte Murray. Like that's the only guy I really see right now where if you slide him into that guard, because the way I see it, I think the reason why it doesn't work in Atlanta is because Trae Young is not as effective off ball. And then with those two guys sharing the rock, I just feel like it doesn't work. Whereas Brunson is used to going off ball because he's played like that with Luka when he was in Dallas. So you bring in another facilitator in DeJounte Murray that, can facilitate the offense, sometimes give Brunson a rest and have him play off ball sometimes and also facilitate the offense. And also the good thing about OG is that OG guards multiple positions. So you don't have to, so with DeJounte Murray, you don't have to worry about DeJounte Murray switching onto like a 3 or a 4 to try to guard him. He only needs to guard his position. So I think when DeJounte Murray guards his position, he's a good defender. So you bring him in, you move Dante back to the bench. I think right now DeJounte Murray, because as his extension kicks in the following season, right now he's only earning like $18 million. So what you're hoping is that Atlanta wants to just dump salary, and if that's the case, you can easily just send Fournier and a few picks and bring him in, and you have a solid team right there, solid team of 10 players. Where I feel like if you locked all these guys in, and then on top of it, these guys are entering their prime, you can definitely contend for years to come. So that would be my move right now based on what I see with the Knicks roster who's available at the moment.
2 words. Let's go. Love it, baby. Great choice.
Man, I was really about to get in this game, but I might say something that's not popular right now. I don't know, man. I don't know what y'all the answer, man. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, when I'm looking at this team and the way we're playing right now, right? I think, all right, this is gonna sound crazy, but sometimes players get into a position where they're playing well in their spot and they're playing their role to the biggest potential, but because they're not the name, they're being disregarded. I want to see more, but I'm kind of getting that feeling about Dante right now because he's still like a low usage guy. And we've seen how it looks when we have 3 high usage guys in the starting lineup. Like it gets clunky, it doesn't work. The assist numbers looks weird. Like you're fighting for, I want to shoot, you want to shoot. Like I feel like putting another high usage guy in the starting lineup might be, you might start to relive those same problems again. And I feel like it might not be the popular thought, but to me, the biggest need might be a playmaker off the bench. And then maybe he plays with Brunson sometimes, depending on the matchups and what's happening. but that movement, shooting, spacing thing that's giving everybody else room to pass and shoot and cut that Dante's providing right now, I think it's kind of working. So I feel like when we went to the bench today and McBride is on another, I feel like McBride is auditioning to see how they're going to use him until the trade deadline. But when we went to the bench today and we had like those McBride secondary unit minutes and they wasn't working, like to me it was obvious like this is what needs to be shored up, because that's when they started to chip into the lead. And if you have a playmaker there, then Brunson can sit longer, he'll be fresher, and then I think things will move along. Now, is Dante the long-term answer? I don't know, but I'm not like the theory of 3 high usage players in the first unit. I'm not sure how that looks.
I mean, I could rock with that. I could rock with that opinion. I mean, because I think at the end of the day, I think the main component is the bench needs to be strengthened with a player that, like you said, can play make, can score the rock, etc. Because you have to replace Quigley's production off the bench. So
yeah,
I think it's a matter of, okay, if you can bring in a player that can come off the bench and can be that playmaker and provide that spark, then I think it could work out as well. Because with the way the starting lineup is like a well-oiled unit. If they continue to play the way they've been playing, from this game on. But also at the same time, I'm like, I think the Knicks have multiple ways to go about it, because if you could also replace Dante in the starting lineup and have him move to the bench, that strengthens the bench as well.
Right.
So even if it's not a high usage guy like Murray, for example, if he can move a guy into that second unit that can give that same impact that Dante does,
yeah,
just that he's a player who's like more impactful in a way, then it could still work out. So I mean, there's several ways to go about it, but I still think whether it's that playmaker you're talking about who comes off the bench and plays with Brunson sometimes, etc., or it's that guy that you slide into the starting lineup at the 2 guard and move Dante to the bench. Either way, it's one move.
Yeah.
To me, it's one move.
Yeah, like to me, that's why I keep saying, to me, the ideal move might be a fantasy because of Brooklyn. Brooklyn doesn't like to mess with us, but we sued the Toronto Raptors and they traded with us. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like, anything is possible right now. So that's why my fantasy move is McCall at the 2, OG at the 3, and then we grab a playmaker. Like, I don't know. We talking in the group chat like about Clarkson or whatever.
Yeah. I don't think Murray. I wouldn't put Murray here again. Like, high usage again. What he provides, we kind of have on the team already. Is not a big. Well, we get 26 points from our shooting guard position today.
Yeah.
So kind of gotta look at it like we did with Mitch and iHeart, where they just try to win their minutes.
Right.
Both Grimes, you got to see a little playmaking from Grimes today too. So maybe we get to see a little bit of more of Grimes' bag, and he's able to show them if we don't really need to plug that hole right then and there. Free is me, so I'm looking at Rokas and I'm looking at Toppin, because if Precious in that backup role wasn't very it's his first game, give him grace.
Yeah.
But he wasn't very impressive today in that spot. So again, free is me. Why not give it a look?
I hear you. Rokas. I see somebody say Rokas. I think I do like the idea of trying Rokas, bring him over here.
And I did want Jordan Clarkson before I saw the post with the NBA University and his field goal percentage at the rim. It's not very impressive.
I hear you. Hold on. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was just gonna say that we felt the same about Dante, and all of a sudden Dante's finished at the rim, so you never know.
If you're elite, my theory is always, if you're elite in one or two other areas and you're bad in another, then it doesn't matter to me. That's how I feel, because not everybody's gonna be elite in all 3 areas. That's just how it goes. But if you're elite or really good in two areas, then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Like Dante can't finish, but he's bombing threes.
You know he's pushing. They were pushing the pace. That's another thing people were saying we needed Murray for. But I was telling them one of my arguments is it might not be on a Murray's level, but we have people who push the pace. A lot of times is it our coach that holds them back from pushing, and sometimes Julius will slow it down himself. You'll see Julius go to the ball, and set
coach,
it up.
Tibbs wants to run.
Pushing.
Tibbs wants to
well,
run.
He ran today. We'll see.
Tibbs wants to
ran
run
today. Because prior the only people again we saw it more today from everybody, but we had from Josh Hart and Dante. They're looking to push. They're looking to rebound and push the ball up the floor. And that was before the trade. So, I was like, what do we really need? This is a conversation I had in a couple of the Twitter spaces. Like, what can Murray bring to better us right now? Like that we like significantly that we don't already have on the team on some, capacity.
Dead ass. I know he wouldn't like this, but really, I would like him off the bench. But I just know that's not going to happen. But I feel like him being like that lead guard off the bench would be perfect for us. But I know that's not going to happen. But that to me, that's the best case scenario.
Yeah, and the thing with the Hawk fans, they saying that he has an issue guarding. It don't have to be the three, but like bigger, just twos. Like he's better suited at that point guard position type thing, and not so much as the two.
Right. And okay, so let me get to the super chat because the super chats, there's people in the queue. There's a lot going on today, but I was trying to let the conversation go off. But salute to the chat. Salute to Michael Parker, who sends a $20 super chat. Appreciate you, my guy. Says Happy New Year. OG's edition is going to boost JB's assist average. Yeah, average. Yeah, that's what I was saying. OG is a low maintenance player who is okay with his role and could care less about being a star. The plus minus tells the story. Well, time will tell about that. Time will tell about that part right there because he wanted a bigger role in Toronto, but he really wanted to be in New York. So I wonder if he just wanted to get out of Toronto and he was just saying stuff, because it's like he's saying completely different things about New York than what he was saying in Toronto. So I'm starting to think like it was a tactic. So I'm starting to believe. But yeah, and then we have Ron, and we have two super chats. We have Jay Boogie. What out? Jay Boogie sends a $5 super chat. Says shout out to the chat and the KOT. Blessings, health, happiness. Happy Kobe 24. Go get me Capella and Murray. Oh, you mean Capella? Is that what you meant? And Murray. That's a solid 5 with Julius, Jalen, OG. Capella's cool. It's just when Mitch gets back, it's gonna be interesting. That's all. That's really what it is. Which is gets interesting. It gets interesting. Now we got more to talk about too, huh?
Yeah, can I just wanted to address something because I had see Sharon said I was a Randall hater, and people confuse disagreement with hater. Never that. It's constructive criticism. It's always welcome though. I'm gonna call it like I see it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call it Ebony a Randall hater at all. There's plenty of examples of what a Randall hater looks like on Twitter.
He's called me a Randall hater, so like you can't take him serious. You can't take him serious.
How you felt about IQ? That's hating.
He's an IQ hater. He's definitely an IQ hater. But like I called Randall out for not playing defense, but then I also said this is his best offensive year in his career. Like I'm just calling it like I see it. That's not hate.
I will say this though. Sherwin did make one good point in the chat, which I did like, because talking about that, who we're gonna bring in to the starting line, whatever the case may be. And if this player was available, I think this player would be a pretty good fit because he's not a high usage guy. He can shoot the three, etc. He plays defense. It's Trey Murphy from New Orleans. Like I do think that would be an excellent fit as well. So he did put that on the chat. So I want to give him props for that. Yeah. That's definitely a good fit right there. The only thing is
he's not available.
I can't see New Orleans giving him up. Like that's the only thing.
Dog, if we had Trey Murphy and OG, I wet my pants. Like That's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
That's
Well, don't they have
ridiculous.
Herb Jones? It might not be. It might be a possibility. Don't they have Herb Jones too over there?
Yeah.
Don't they play like the same?
Yes.
Yeah, but Herb
Okay.
Jones ain't shooting it like Trey
Yeah,
Murphy.
there's no. If you're gonna have a chip
Right.
between Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, like, come on.
No, what I'm saying is they have options. Anything possible.
Yeah, they have options, so that they going to choose Trey Murphy.
What's up with Herb Jones then? Right? That's what I'm saying. Like they got options. If it don't work out, either or will plug. I think will work in the system.
I hear you.
I think what we're missing is that Chris Middleton, Michael Porter Jr. role. Like we got the Drew Holiday or the Joker, the facilitator, the passer, and then we have the Giannis and the Jamal Murray, Brunson and Randall. That third guy who might not necessarily has to be high usage or averages
Aaron
25
Gordon.
points,
Yeah,
but efficient and is able to guard 2s and 3s and hit 3s.
yeah,
And that, like you said, I think who just named from New Orleans, Trey Murphy, great example. Devin Vassell, another great example.
Yeah.
Those type of guys, we get one of them. It's championship this
yeah.
year.
That's why I like
You know
Macau,
what
but even though I know Macau's not coming this year, if he did
Right.
get him,
I'm
but
with you
like
on
I
that.
feel like
You know what
he can oscillate between being a role player guy and then like running the second unit for us,
Facts.
and he won't like disrupt any of any flow. You know what I'm saying?
Well said.
Definitely. I think another thing this reminds me of, not saying we winning the chip this year before anybody starts putting words in my mouth. You know how that goes. It's is that I would like to see if yeah, I got about to forget what I'm about to say. Look, talking junk and I forgot. But this kind of reminds me of when Denver made the trade for Aaron Gordon. That's what they needed. You know, they got rid of a lot of their youth for older people, older role players. You know, they got the Bruce Browns, they got the Jeff Green, you know, then they got Aaron Gordon, who can guard, you know, multiple positions. He's their
Right.
grit, that toughness. So OG kind of reminds me of this trade because we didn't necessarily. I was trying to tell the Toronto fans like it fits for us. They was like, why would we do this? I said because it fits. Like it might not be the shiny deal, but we've been getting torched by Tatum's and Anthony Edwards,
Yeah.
and et cetera, et cetera. So if we can plug that hole, we have people to take care of offense. Our defense was the main issue, and I kept explaining it. That's why I had my trade Tibbs up because that's supposed to be his area of expertise, and we didn't look good in that area at all.
Right, but it's coach or personnel. You know what I mean? Like you have to find that line. What's what? Is it the coach or is it personnel?
Our rotation pick and roll defense though.
Right.
That's a little bit of both, especially if you're allowing those who's not playing on that end to keep staying on the floor. You get what I'm saying? Like maybe if you held people accountable when they weren't playing defense, we might see difference of
That's true. Well, I receive that. I receive that. Shout out to Ron from Baltimore. He's been patiently waiting in the queue. I know there was 2 people waiting, and we talked too much, so 1 person's left. That's cool though. But I'm gonna bring Ron in here. But shout out to everybody in the chat so far. If you like the show, hit that like and subscribe button. We here after every game we talking this basketball, and we celebrating OG on the Knicks, bringing us that much. I can't wait to play these other teams on the East now, man. I think we just have to get better at guarding stretch fives. That's the only thing I'm worried about. All the stretch 5 teams in the league, I still feel like we have not solved that Rubik's Cube. And I don't know if it's a switching defense or oscillating between switching and pick and roll or something. But to me, that's our biggest weakness right now.
We dropped too far. We dropped down too far and we can't recover.
Yeah. That's what Tibbs wants. Like that's how he directs the defense, is to drop far to protect the paint. And all 4 good Eastern Conference teams have a stretch 5. So we better figure that out quick.
Yeah, not for sure. But I'm bringing Ron from Baltimore in here, so shout out to Ron. Oops, wait, I almost did brought him in here. There we go. Yep, there we go. What's going on, Ron from Baltimore? You're now live on the KOT show. What's going on, bro?
Hey, salute to y'all. Great show. I'm enjoying listening to the conversation.
Appreciate it.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, man.
Yeah, man. I'm not saying OG Anunoby is Kawhi Leonard. That is not what I'm saying. But doesn't his personality remind you of Kawhi a little bit?
Monotone in all business.
Yeah. I kind of like that about him. I don't know. I like guys that just let their action do the talking. And I mean, one thing I really like about him, guarding Edwards, guarding Towns. There was one play where he guarded Towns in the post, got the rebound, got out in transition, and he could have went up for the layup, but he found the open three guy, and I think it was swing for. I think Hard hit the three, but I'm not trying to compare and hate on RJ. Everybody's got different skill sets, okay? But that was a play where that sequence right there, I don't think RJ could do. Like that to me, to guard Towns, to then go on a fast break and to hit the open man, to have your head up the whole time.
Yeah.
It's not that RJ couldn't do it at times, but
Yeah.
consistently, I think this guy's gonna give it to us. And one thing I noticed about him that I like too is he's strong. Like if you give him a good pass close to the basket, he can really dunk.
Yeah.
He can finish. So it was all positive. I really thought they needed this win for many reasons to get the momentum and feel back. I thought the 2 fouls on him late were a little weak, but whatever. But to finish the game, I just Randall, to me, this was the best I've seen him late in the game closing. Maybe like anything I can do to keep Randall fresh, get as much defense on the floor, but like I think it kind of helped him to feel fresh out there.
Great point. Yeah.
I just want to say this one last thing. Like, I totally agree with you guys. We lost creation. Like, it's a risk. No doubt we got to add that back to the team with another move. But in the meantime, I personally, and I think Tibbs talked about it too, he's the coach, but I'd like to see Hartenstein get more opportunities. We did it a little bit where he got 3 assists, Hartenstein. But here's my question. Can I get Hartenstein to give me 5 to 6 assists a night? I think I'm not saying he's a point guard. I'm not saying he's going to go off the dribble. But I think we need to get every ounce of Hartenstein's passing ability until we make another move. I think that has to be like maximized to the fullest with the cutting. And I hope that Tibbs understand. I think he understands it, but I really hope they actually do that, because I think until we get that another move, guys, I'm worried about the extra creation on the floor. And I think Hartenstein is up for it, but I got to see us do it. But in any ways, I'm rooting for RJ and IQ. They're not on the team anymore, but they were good Knicks. Yeah. But I do think, guys, this was the right move, and thank you for your time. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Yo, he always has really great calls, man. Like, he's Robbie on it. Man, I have another thought that might be controversial. Besides my besides my DeJounte Murray off the bench, I got another. Besides my DeJounte Murray, that won't be controversial enough. I got more. Everybody might not like this one. Okay. He made the point about shot creation, right? We definitely need more shot creation. I almost feel like today Brunson was so bad shooting the ball that I feel like Ihart would have had more assists if Brunson actually hit the shots he usually makes. So I feel like it happened in reverse. Like, I feel like Brunson doesn't get the assists he might not get because people miss open shots. I think Ihart probably missed some assists because Brunson was just horrible today shooting the ball. But right now, it might be worth having Mitch be on the bench. It might be worth having Mitch be on the bench. And here's why. I know.
Hell no.
Hear me out. All right. I know everybody's heard the spacing. The spacing that Ihart. The spacing that Ihart has, right? It's the spacing, it's the movement off the ball, And also the efficiency that we're shooting with right now, that we'll see. We'll have to. I'm going to see how this plays out. I feel like Mitch's biggest asset is his defense and offensive rebounding and the way he guards the biggest centers, right? But I also felt like we needed him a lot more because we were bricking so much. And he cleaned up a lot of our bricks. If we're not bricking as much, then not that we don't need him, because I still feel like we do need him for like certain matchups, like even the Rudy Gobert matchup today, he would definitely help, even though I had 3 blocks today, which is freaking amazing. But I feel like iHeart kind of opens up other parts of the game that we can use, like playmaking, and he still gives us some defense. And we can break that glass if he gets into foul trouble, because he does get into foul trouble. But if we're not missing as many shots because we're getting cleaner looks and we're getting more efficient, then we can stand to lose a little bit on that end to get the offense going. That's my theory. That's just a thought. Could be wrong. I'm just saying, think about it.
Gotta start trouble. I'm trying to let you make it, Jay. You
Go
trying
ahead, Ebony. Give it to me. Give it to me, Ebony.
You trying to let you make it.
Give it to me, Ebony.
I dislike very much when people put Mitch's worth just in his mainly in his offensive rebounding. He was averaging 2 blocks, 2 steals as a center.
He's the leading steal guy on the team.
The guy that a lot of people want on this team, he was tied with steals with Murray as a center. Okay. People don't go at him. They don't try. He can't get blocks like today because they don't try. They make U-turns. That's an effect. His playmaking looks a little different because when he gets the rebound, he hits people for open threes. That's assist. So he does have a little playmaking and assist of his own. And again, they run differently. The system, they run the offense differently when he's there. So we don't know what's what. But no, I'm not putting my defensive superstar on the bench. That is not happening. I know iHeart had a good game, but let's pipe it down. let's simmer down, please.
It's just a thought. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. I could be wrong, but I could be right. I don't know. What you think, Lee?
I wouldn't want to give up the chemistry iHeart has for a lot of those reserves too. I think iHeart's outlet passing to start the break, you see Josh Hart and DiVincenzo benefit a lot. Easy 2 points in momentum shifting with him as that outlet passer. You wouldn't have that with Mitch. It would be a different dynamic. There would probably be some pros and maybe some cons that go along with swapping them, but you can't underestimate the offensive rhythms that Mitch helps the team get into with his offensive rebounding and also just his rim presence. I would disagree with Ebony, though, and I told her this. iHeart's a solid rim protector, and tonight you saw that. Stuffing Rudy Gobert 3 times. Love to see it, man. And I as good as iHeart's been, Mitch is just so much better. If they made him more of a lob threat, there's absolutely no way I would ever take him out of a starting lineup. If they started looking for him more, he could become maybe our 3rd most deadliest weapon offensively.
What you got, Ryan?
Well, I do think with the way the team is set up at the moment, without that creator that we need, I do think that with Mitch healthy, iHeart is probably more suited on the bench at the moment, just for the simple fact that he can at least provide that a creation with the bench unit. I do feel like with Mitch in the starting lineup, the Knicks were able to be locked down even more defensively. The spacing is not as bad anymore with OG and Dante on the floor with Brunson and Randall. So I still think the offense will be able to operate to a certain, efficient level. And yeah, at the moment, I think iHeart is probably more needed off the bench just to provide that creation type of role with that bench unit, since it's lacking at the moment with quickly being gone. So I still would stick with Mitch starting and Ihart coming off the bench.
Okay. Just a thought. I'm just throwing it out there.
Want to be starting something. Got to be starting something.
Yo, Abby's never coming back after this. Oh man, yo, salute to the chat. Salute to the chat. I had to start some trolls today. All right. Salute to the chat. Shout out to the two Knicks chicks. Oh, we have more women in the chat. Oh, what's up?
That's the homie. Shout out to Knicks chicks.
Women in the
That's the
chat.
homie.
Our women count is now up to like 6. I'm loving it now. I'm loving it. We on our way, baby. We on our way. We got to be at least at 1% now, according to the analytics. Got to be at 1%. Shout out to Mona Star 718. Shout out to Gamer Channel, Marshall L. Alexander, John Baines, Wilson Dang. Everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. If you're loving the conversation, the thought process, all that stuff, hit that like and subscribe and share. Yeah, and if you enjoy Knicks basketball, this is a place to be. We talk low level, high level, mid level, all level of basketball here. So good ideas and bad ideas. All right, we talk about it all.
Definitely. I don't know, real quick, because two Knicks chicks, she has a pod too, so y'all can check that out too. Her and her moms, they know what they talking about.
Oh wait, is that
Yeah.
I think I know that. Yes.
So two Knicks chicks. If you can check them out too.
That's a fact. Salute to two Knicks chicks. I think it's more like the chef or something. Do I have the right person? I'm mixing them up.
Who? What was it?
Is one like a chef or something?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No, they know these stuff. Salute to y'all.
Yes.
All right, cool. Shoot, is there anything else you want to talk about? I feel like I had like a whole list of stuff I wanted to talk about. And
did we talk about Grimes?
Yes, there we go. Grimes is on the list. Grimes is on the docket. The promotion, well, the IQ being out. I love IQ, but he was shooting a lot, especially this last month. I think he was trying to get his paper. Grimes had when Grimes first got to the bench, he actually got looks with IQ and Hartenstein on the bench. And then Hartenstein went to the starting unit. IQ and RJ, they weren't really passing. And then for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, Grimes never really saw the ball again. It ended up being like the same problem he was having with the first unit. He started having with the second unit once the Mitch injury happened. But today he got to shoot the ball and he was playing great. Got to the hole, was shooting 3 aggressively and played 20 minutes. What'd you think of the Grimes game?
I loved it. I loved his approach today. I did. He looked a lot more comfortable. Like they weren't gonna pull the floor under him ASAP. He still hesitated a couple times on some shots, but I like that he was putting the ball onto the floor. And how did they not count that shot? I have no idea. How was that not an
and one?
I don't know. But yeah, that's the NBA officiating of the Knicks in a nutshell, right there. So yeah, I just liked it. And he shot a lot of free throws, probably more free throws than he had the whole season today. I liked his approach, and I get to see a little bit more of his bag. He did some playmaking. That pass to Ihart was nice. Yeah. I liked that. It should have been a flagrant too. That was a dangerous play. He grabbed him and yanked him.
Yeah, Ihart gets no love either. Maybe because he fouls a lot, they don't want to give him foul calls. But Ihart getting beat up. They
always think it's him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked his approach today, and I like they had Josh Hart, and I thought that they could have split up his minutes between Dante and Grimes, maybe let them share the court a little bit more or split it up. But it kind of just seemed like it was either Grimes or Dante or Grimes or yeah. I mean, Hart or Dante or Hart or Grimes. It was never Grimes really and Dante a lot sharing the floor, and I was looking forward to seeing a lot, seeing that.
Me too. I feel like Tibbs is just trying to get more rebounds and play more of like a bully game and less a finesse game. I think that's the only reason I can think of, because I've noticed that too. I've been looking forward to seeing Dante and Grimes play together since the beginning of the season. And I feel like it's only happened for like a stretch of 15 minutes total, maybe less, maybe like 5 minutes total. But I was in the fourth quarter when we needed some offense. Yeah, I was hoping for a Dante for Josh swap at some point. But
Yeah, it didn't happen. But Josh had some moments, and then he like Clyde always says too with Josh, he'll give it and he'll take it away. So he did well on the boards and on defensive end. He missed like a couple jump shots he had wide open, but he played a decent game. It's just like offensively we needed a little spark because we went stagnant a little bit a time during that fourth quarter.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. You guys have anything to add to
that? I've been really happy to hear no longer hear the bells ring out in MSG from RJ Barrett, like Quasimodo up there. All the sounds of a clinks and a clinks with all the missed threes bricking off the side of the backboard. It's nice and quiet and serene. It's just nothing but net. So it's like, very little murmurs on the court. It's a very beautiful symphony coming out of MSG nowadays. And Grimes has been part of that. Shot very high percentage from the field, both overall and two or three from the perimeter. I also just like seeing him put the ball on the floor. I know some of that came from him hesitating to actually take a quick shot, but it actually reminded me, oh, wow, he's actually got a decent handle. I think he positions himself so well when he's driving to the basket too, utilizing his body. I would like to see him post up more. There are some twos at certain times. Anthony Edwards would have been, even though he's a solid defender, would have been an opportunity for him or Mike Conley on switches to post him up and try to get an easy bucket underneath to get his rhythm going. The full bag, this summer league bag we saw, that 3-level quasi scoring that he was able to show. I want to see more of that unleashed, and that starts with him catching it and shooting it in rhythm when he's wide open, and then putting it on the floor and trying to get more open in opportunities where he can go one-on-one with a weaker defender.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and I think with Grimes too, not only does he get more minutes now with with the shift in lineup and rotation with the trade being made, but also with OG being here as well. And sometimes, like even in today's game, you saw OG play with the bench unit for a bit. That makes Grimes guard his position. I think with Grimes guarding his position, that's going to make him an even better defender because he doesn't have to worry about guarding guys 6'8", 6'9" anymore. He's guarding guys his size now, and knowing that Grimes is already a great defender as it is, that's going to make him even more effective on defense. And I'm hoping that with his new expanded role, he'll be able to pretty much, show what he can do on offense because, he's been pretty limited, since his time with the Knicks, probably just relegated to, spot up shooting and things of that nature. And now with an expanded role, with the openings popping up in the bench unit, you're hoping that, he's able to expand his role more and just show that he's more than just a spot up shooter and actually, drive to the basket, which he did do in today's game and try to create as well, which he did try to do in this game also. So I'll be looking forward to seeing what Grimes does for the rest of the season with this new expanded role. But, the first game with the new rotation, it's positive signs.
Yeah, absolutely. Having Grimes not have to spend the whole time guarding this guy is great. I'm loving it. I'm loving all that. I almost cried.
That helps our help defense too, because you've seen it today. You just seen a little sample size today. The hands were very active because they were, able to stay. Somebody was able to stay in front of their man and they're able to help them. Just a little show and go today was okay, and they're able to play the passing lanes, deflect the ball. You've seen what somebody staying in front of their man looks like. So that helps.
Grimes OG Mitch defense is gonna be hell.
I felt like a big kid today.
That is going to be hell. Oh my god. Grimes OG Mitch defense. New York Knicks holding players
won't let me out.
Holding teams to 5 points.
Hey, give Randall credit, man. He was very locked in on defense today. I love the effort from Big Jew not just offensively, defensively as well. He's really strong rebounding. Took that Cat matchup very personal. And I don't care. I will argue with anybody. Randall over Cat all
day. Yep.
I love his temperament, man. He plays hard. Cat is so weak and soft. I love the way Randall plays.
Yo, Randall, I've had my gripes with him defensively this year, for sure. He's cleaned it up to me for the most part for the last 2 or 3 weeks, with the exceptions of not running back on defense. Today, but that didn't happen today, so I don't even want to bring it up today.
Yeah, Randall has an issue of staying locked in when he's away from the ball. That's on both ends. It doesn't matter. You'd be like, cut Randall. You're like, oh yeah, maybe I should. It's too late. It's too late.
But
he was doing his thing. He was moving defensively. He had a sequence where he pushed Cat out and he missed like a hook shot that he was hitting all game, but he missed this one. And then he turned around and I think started a fast break where he was able to get a layup or that was that turnaround. I think it was that turnaround shot over Cat.
Yeah.
So it's either the turnaround or the end one where he flexed on him at the end over there. So either one, but I remember that sequence. I was like, that's what what I asked for, just effort. And for him to lock in and take it personal, the Kentucky connection probably added to that. But he definitely did have a big stop against Cat in that fourth quarter, that the clutch moments.
And listen, man, Randall, quiet as is kept, has been like I said, this has been his best offensive year in his career to me, just eye test wise. The way he's bullying people, the passing is proving pretty good. And what's impressive about this year is he's doing it against like the biggest competition more so this year than any year before. Like he's giving it to Giannis in 2 games in a row. He's giving it to Cat. He's giving it to Anthony Davis. Like he's beating his matchups of the opposing star power forward night to night. So he's impressed me. He's impressed me this year. And you're probably not going to hear this on ESPN because we're the Knicks and he's already been branded like the guy. So once you're branded the guy, like that's not the star or too short, like that's just who you are, and they don't see what's happening. But I'm starting to see the corner turn. And with OG here and less help coming because there's more spacing now, it's going to be harder for teams to really key in on Randall and Brunson moving forward. It's oof.
Trouble. But I liked what I saw from Randall. I really did. That's why I used to get so angry about the Royce O'Neals being able to hold him. I could never understand that. To me, Randall has always been like his best has always been what he's doing now. That's mid-range bully. He's so strong. Use that to your advantage, and to see him do it and do it so efficient. That turnaround, he did it. It was fast too. It was no thinking about it. He didn't play with the ball. Pause. He just went straight into his move.
The thing is, I felt like he was never able to control the how much power he used, and he used to get a lot of offensive fouls. I think that's been his biggest problem. It's like he would try to bully people and just get offensive fouls all the time. But I think he's found the balance where he doesn't get that now, and it's working. He's getting to the line more so than not getting a foul. And usually, I just pinned a new link to the chat, so hopefully that works for you. Click that link if you want to talk, and then we'll close out the show with picks, bro picks, if you guys have any. All right.
Yeah, I also want to throw in my 2 cents right quick. I do got to big up Julius Randle this game, just for the simple fact that this was a game where Jalen Brunson didn't have it tonight. He was struggling. He couldn't hit a shot, and Julius Randle, seeing that, stepped up in the fourth quarter, especially late in the game, hit some big shots, especially that big and one.
Yeah,
to pretty much seal the deal for the Knicks. And the knock against Julius Randle always been he's not clutch when it comes to late game situations. He doesn't make the right decisions. He's not able to make shots. And tonight he showed us something different, actually helping propel the team to the win tonight. So you definitely got to big up Julius Randle for that, because he definitely showed up when the Knicks needed him against this tough Minnesota team.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping people start to realize that Randle is not the same Randle from last year. All right, let's get this last caller in there, and then let's watch this Raptors game because I'm seeing. I know I'm getting play-by-plays in the chat. IQ hit a 3. Salute to user. You're now live on the KOT show. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Kind of muffled, but I can hear you.
Oh, you muffled? Interesting. Oh, okay. I don't know why, but we can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Well, let me just talk then. First, let me say what's up to the chat. My name's Joe from Atlantic City.
What's going on, Joe? Oh, I know you.
Today, I'm going to be honest. I didn't really catch too much of the game, but I saw a little bit of it. And with the new trade acquisition, Anunoby, I saw him get really active. I saw him get he's kind of fits like a glove in this offense in terms of like the way that he plays, like in terms of like I feel like in terms of his play style, he meshes well with us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw him play with Dante DiVincenzo. He was driving to the basket, right? And in a situation where like RJ or Quickly would just kind of be standing there at the 3-point line, not doing anything, I feel like Anunoby will take the initiative to like drive to the basket so he can get that handoff and like just little stuff like that, you know? And
Right.
I wasn't watching the game for that long today, and I saw that little part, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I feel like totally about the trade. We should have never let Quickly go. We should have figured something out to keep him, honestly. Quickly was like my favorite player
I hear you.
on the team. So I was like really upset about that, but I don't know, man. But with this new guy, I mean, he seems like he has promise for our team to help us like move forward. Like I always saw our team as like a top 4 in the East.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're kind of like looking like a play-in team, like 9-10. So I don't know, man. Maybe if we could like
we just beat the Timberwolves, dude. You beat a contender. That should say something. That's just
we just beat the Timberwolves and we beat the Suns. Yeah, I know.
No, the Suns and the Timberwolves is not the same, my brother. We beat the Timberwolves. Yeah. They're number 1 in the West.
Yeah, the Suns are kind of, I don't know. But anyway, it's hard to hear from me. It's kind of hard to hear you, Jallis. You're really muffled, so I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me call in.
All right. Appreciate you.
All right, man.
All right. Don't know why I'm muffled, but...
But yeah, Suns and Timberwolves are not the same.
Suns and Timberwolves are not the same. Like you beat a contender and you were up by 22.
Yeah.
You got to raise your eyebrow and go, wait a minute, there's something here. Regardless of who was traded or not. Like this is like you need to you could be on to something right now.
And if that second quarter didn't make you have a big smile and imagine what if, like, okay, right. Like give you some hope for the future because that was beautiful basketball. Yeah, the ball was swinging 2-3 times for around the perimeter,
right?
Know? So it's and then we were locking up on the other end. So yeah, they were real stingy in that quarter. It was beautiful basketball.
Beautiful, yeah, my brother. I don't know, man. I think you got it backwards. IQ was my second best favorite player as well. I did not want him to go. When I'm reading all the reports, though, it seems like the writing was on the wall since the summer, which makes the Dante DiVincenzo deal in the summer make even more sense. Like he was always going to go. They just wanted to wait for the right time and the right deal to come along to move him because they weren't going to pay him $25 million a year.
Before we get to the bruh pick and everybody go watch RJ, I just wanted to shout out somebody too because I give him grief sometime about his passing. So I got to shout out Brunson for his being a captain today.
There you go.
Very true.
Stirring that shit. So Captain Brunson, we can't see it, Captain Potato Head. We stir. We captain of the ship. I appreciated it. It was fun to watch. Yeah, I got all the props. There he go on and right there. That's Brunson today, y'all.
All right. All right, Cap. All right.
I agree, Ebony, and I liked it in the fourth quarter. He finally stopped checking threes too.
Yeah.
Like, it took to the fourth quarter, but at least in the fourth quarter, he realized, damn, we're only up by 4. It's time for me.
Yeah, do something else. Then he started missing the twos. Then I was like, give it. I found myself going, give it to Randall. I was like, well, was that me?
Jay Ellis. Randall was closing, baby. He was closing.
He was closing, Lee. He was closing. Yo, man.
See more of it.
Yo, we and I had like this epic freaking argument about Julius Randle being a closer or not, man. If he does this all the time, man, I'll give him that gladly. I'll give him that. Yes. But like, I'm more confident in him being a closer this year than any other year, just because I feel like he found his niche. You know what I mean? So I think I'm hoping it's sustainable, but it's looking like it could be. I'm happy. I'm happy with what I'm seeing.
This is going to sound kind of goofy, but I said this then, I'm going to repeat it now. He's always done everything else but score in the clutch moments.
Right.
He's always done offensive boards, set a good screen, rebound, pass the ball. It's just he hasn't hit the shot.
Yeah.
Today, he hit the shot. And I hope it continues, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah. Like, to me, it was he didn't hit the shot, and then he had key turnovers in the final moments. So like, those were the things to me that made me go, I don't see him that way. You know?
I understand.
But today, yeah. Nah, he earned that joint. He earned that. More of that, please. All right, let's get to it. I think one day we'll have to do like a backup point guard type of list. That might maybe I and do like a deep dive of that. We might have to get into that. So we talk about it behind the scenes. We talked about Jordan Clarkson's and Terry's, Scary Terry's, and whatever other ideas we had. But we're gonna have to do a show about that. But let's get to it though. Any bro picks? Anybody?
Yeah, I got a bro pick.
I do too.
Bruh. A major bro pick.
Oh, I know. I got it. I'm sorry. I got a bro pick too, but you might say it first because Brian.
I know he might say the same.
But go ahead. Bro.
Yeah, so as you know, there's many Knicks, creators out there that content creators that, make great content and very knowledgeable about the Knicks. And they show their passion about the Knicks and everything, but sometimes some people might take it a bit too far in their passion for the Knicks, and sometimes it goes past basketball and it becomes personal. Look, RJ Barrett, was he the perfect player here for the Knicks? No, he had his flaws, but at the end of the day, he tried his hardest on the court. You can never deny that man's effort when he played on the court for the Knicks. He tried his best for the Knicks. He loved being here in New York. He was the consummate professional, never in trouble off the court, worked hard while he was here in New York. And this guy, Mac, we have to come on talking his trash about RJ, which was so unnecessary, so classless. And I usually don't do this, but I have to take a page out of Lee's book. He's a bum for that. Straight bum.
Bruh. I second that notion. What he just said, definitely. It's okay to wish people well. Let's respect the game of basketball. Make it greater than your opinion or take. Because that's basically what it is. A lot of people might have gave him flack or something for being, RJ fan or RJ stands, taking up for their player. But yeah, just send people off and wish them well. That's free. Like, why the extras? There's no need for that. These people are still people. Like, they did nothing to you but play a game of basketball. So to any ill will to me, I can't understand it.
I'm gonna get my bro pick, and it's gonna lead into a New Year's resolution. Preamble: all views expressed do not in any way represent Jay Ellis from the Time Show. This is just Lee Escobedo speaking here. 100% agree, Ryan G. Jonathan Macri is an effing bum. I would love to debate him any time of day. I've always thought he was an overrated, overinflated, constipated content creator on YouTube. I think the platform that he has not been earned in terms of the exposure and opportunities that he gets. And I think every one of those opportunities should have been given to some of the more long-standing people who created their base from the absolute deep, rich soil up. which is why in the year 2024, I'm going to do everything that I can in my power, using all of my connections for this Knick of Time show in front of the most people we possibly can to impact the most lives, and all three of y'all to get more opportunities to speak your piece and be on camera on all of these shows that he has been occupying for a long time. I think all three of y'all deserve it even more. It was really disrespectful, I thought, to bring his parents into a situation and to critique the supposed unfounded, unsubstantiated media training. I don't know where he got that his parents have ever given him that. And to get back to the double talk around the articulation of him being able to express himself, and then the very obtuse reference to Obama as someone who's articulate, and then to reference him in the argument really made him look at the horse's ass. And I think he deserves to, he needs to have an apology, not to me, to this show, or even to RJ Barrett, but to his own fans for not being able to face the facts on his own social media channels and have a video and just being like, my bad, y'all. Like, hey, like I have done on this show, like Jay Ellis has done, like all of us have done. When we have a bad take, we say something that's a little bit like ridiculous. I'm very guilty of it. Just say my bad. Went too far. He should have done that. And I think his fans, people who support him through and through, that I've been fighting all of his, I've had his interns in my DMs and in my mentions all damn day, been battling his interns. I think they deserve to hear him stand up for his take or apologize for even saying something so asinine that I found deeply offensive on many levels.
Yeah, definitely. I got another bruh take too. Bruh pick.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me just air this out.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Let me just air this out real quick. Because that was a lot. Took me off guard. All right. Listen, man. I thought it was weird too. I'm not gonna hold you. I thought it was weird. It just is what it is. Me personally, I try to stay out of the podcast beef, because I already know what this does. And I already know what the snowball effect of this happening right now is going to be. So I'm just letting you guys know. Be prepared. Because Twitter is like the schoolyard. So you said that. We said that here on this platform. It's going to get back. It's going to be a back and forth. Be prepared for that. I'm just letting you guys know right now. But everybody has the way to feel how you feel. I personally felt like it was weird of him to go that route. But hey, that's his prerogative. His people, his followers are going to react the way they did, and they spoke. So it is what it is. Respect to that dude. I don't agree with it, but hey, it's your platform. If you piss off your fan base or your followers, they'll tell you, and they told them. That's just what it is. What it is. All right.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we will be prepared for it, but I mean, it's basically what me and Lee said. So me and Lee will take the brunt force of it, if anything.
Yes, please.
I don't mind.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna leave y'all guys out to pasture either, because that's just not how I roll. But I'm just saying, I do agree with you. Didn't expect all this to happen, but also be prepared. All right.
I'm red. But I got a brug pick. I just told you I ain't ducking no smoke. We just said that. But I have a brug pick. Definitely. It's the referees for today. It was the non-call, non-flagrant, or look at it for iHeart. It was the 9-and-1 for Grimes, and it also was that bogus 6 foul on OG. That was crazy. And I guess Chris Finch seen how the game was being officiated, because remember they was asking, well, he's taking out Cat. That's a little mind-boggling. That's why he was like, "Yeah, not fouling out Cat today."
Yeah. And
they were everybody had 5 fouls, it seems like.
Yeah, I definitely peeped that. I definitely did peep that for sure.
So yeah. That's my bro pick. I normally don't bother. Well, yeah, I do, because you have to. They can't change the direction of games. I don't care what nobody says. They can't.
And I got another bro pick.
What is that?
And I actually like this player. He had a good game today. Well, he had an okay game today, but even when his bad games happening, he still had a good game. Dante DiVincenzo, man. Dante. 3-point extraordinaire. Flamethrower. Played very well. But he had a chance. He had a chance to be on ESPN with a highlight dunk. Goes up in the air, tries to cock it back, but the ball falls out of his hands, and he has a turnover on a wide open layup. Bruh. Great game. Well, I love his player, did well, but
he pushed the pace today.
He pushed the pace. A lot of good things happened today. We still got the win. He pushed the pace, hits the threes.
Luckily, he did enough in that game for us to even just like he did enough for us to let's look over that one little incident. Like he did enough in this game where it's like, you know what, that was a small incident, but still, like you go up, you try to dunk, you miss the dunk, you catch the ball, you catch your own miss, and all of a sudden it's a turnover. Like, yeah, kind of embarrassing.
Yeah,
full.
He might have an appearance on Shaq then. He might.
Yeah.
For sure.
But he did his movement without the ball and with the ball that, he's willing to pass and move the ball, doesn't stick in his hand. And yeah, he just cuts. Him and Josh Hart always cut at the right times, it seems.
Yeah. Do very well off ball.
Emergency exit number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Bruh. All right. I think that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Time
to watch.
Great win.
Great win. What is the next game?
Wednesday, Bulls.
Okay.
Another dub.
Let's get it.
Andre Drummond.
Is this the Zach LaVine try? Let me stop. Is this the Zach LaVine tryout game?
Is he playing back, or they still trying to say he's injured? So basically, trade management.
Yeah, trade management for sure. Trade management for sure, yo. I'm joking on the Zach LaVine tryout. I don't think that's happening. I'm joking, guys. Don't cancel me. I'm just joking. All right.
That ship has sailed.
Yeah, the ship has sailed. For sure. But that is our show. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hit that like and subscribe if you do. And we will be here talking Knicks versus Bulls. All right? Cool. Let us know where you can find you guys.
Okay. Ebony, aka Man Knick Fan. You can find me here every post game. You can find me pregame on X, Twitter, whatever you like to call it. Your Take Knicks. And yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm getting better at it.
Mm-hmm.
I got some so that's it. But yeah, that's it. That's my handles.
All right. Lee, let them know where you can find you, sir.
On Twitter @_ Lee Escobedo, LeeEscobedo, or just search in the bar #bum. You'll see one of my back and forth threads pop up on your search bar. Book Club Day. Today I'm taking it back to the hoops. I'm reading West by West, the memoir of Jerry West, the great Lakers shooting guard. Really fascinating take. You learn a lot about his very abusive father and very rough, poor upbringing, as well as his battle with alcoholism. Really fantastic. Love the book. Love it so far. And he's a great mind. He's been a part of behind the scenes in a lot of great dynasties in the NBA.
Told you I was joining your book club.
Let's go.
How come I can't never do this right? There we go. I just started it though. I did.
All right. That's what's up.
Book club.
Catching on, baby.
Oh man, Ryan G. Let them know where you can find you, sir.
Yeah, before I say my socials, see on the Knick Of Time show, we are very well versed in not just basketball, but also books and other things as well. So, that's why you need to come subscribe to the show and watch it, support us because, we give y'all, we are what you call, we just have a wide selection of things that we're interested in, wide selection of hobbies, etc. It's not just basketball. We give y'all books to read and things of that nature as well. But okay, Twitter, Ryan GKOT, Instagram, Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIRGCHILLIN.
All right. All right. Well, that is our show. Thank you guys for watching. We are out of here. And as always,
shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
it's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube and Twitter streets, and it's even more true today. That's our show. We are out of here.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
Woo!